Can we think of the world without any language? No, right? It is not possible at all. We cannot even imagine that if there are no languages present inside the world, then how we will communicate with the people, how we will understand what other people are telling. If there was no language, no communication between the people, then what would you think? How will the world would be? The world will be completely full of noises, okay, different varieties of noises or different kinds of actions. To communicate with other people, we can either use different varieties of noises or actions, okay, but without languages, we cannot even imagine how to communicate with other people, okay, let it be written or let it be speaking. We need one language to communicate with the other person. So we all know how important communication is in everybody's life. Without communicating with other person, we cannot communicate our ideas, we cannot tell what we want to tell. It's impossible to imagine what we will do without communication. Communication is must in everybody's life. God bless them, the person who cannot speak, even they have to find some way to communicate with the other person. They will be either using actions, they will be communicating through their eyes, or they will be communicating to different noises. If all the world was like that, then it is not possible at all to understand each and everybody's noise and to recognize what they are telling. So once it comes to communication, the most important thing we need is language. Without language, we cannot communicate. Either let it be English. There are approximately 6,500 languages that are present in this world. Okay, if there are no languages present, then how will we communicate? If we talk to someone or if we write something to someone, then we need one particular language to communicate with that person. So communication and language plays a very vital role in everybody's life. So in the same way, trillions and trillions of data will be generated every day, and that data will be stored in such a place that whenever we want to communicate with that data, it should be easily accessible. To communicate with that data, we need one language, and that language is nothing but structured query language. Okay, it is the language to communicate with the database where all the data will be stored and managed, and to get that data whenever it is required, we are going to use one language, that is nothing but SQL, structured query language. Most of the people get confused with SQL and MySQL. Okay, SQL is nothing but it is a structured query language to communicate with the database and to get the required output. And MySQL is the database itself where our data will be stored. So don't get confused with SQL and MySQL. SQL is the language and MySQL is the database. So yes, this was the introduction of SQL. So let's dive into this video and understand everything about SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Okay, now we are going to learn everything about SQL. We are going to see the difference between SQL and MySQL. We are going to see about DBMS, RDBMS. We are going to see tables, and we are going to execute all the queries. And also we are going to access the data from the database, and we are going to display that data. We will be creating the database. Everything we are going to learn in this tutorial. So let's get started. Now what is this SQL? Okay, why we have to use this particular language? Now it is the standard language for storing, manipulating and retrieving data in the database. Okay, if we have stored the data inside the database, now we are going to see what is this database. If our data is stored in one particular container, if we want to access that one, if we want to get that data, then we are going to use SQL. And also this SQL is used to manipulate the data. You can update that data, you can insert the data inside the database, you can delete that data. Okay, you can perform all the stuffs using this language. Now next I am having, it can execute queries against a database. Okay, suppose if you want to communicate with the person, we are using one particular language. In that language there will be many things. If I am communicating with you in English, then there will be many things in English, like we have nouns, we have pronouns. Okay, we have many concepts in English. In the same way, to use this language, we have one queries. Okay, queries we are going to see later. Using these queries, we can send the request to database, and from that database we are going to get the output based on that query whatever we have sent. And also it is a standardized language for interacting with RDBMS. RDBMS, database queries, everything we are going to learn. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. I'll be explaining you about this one in next session. Now here, these are the some basic requirements while you are using SQL in your website. If you have planned to make your website, then the most basic requirements are HTML to structure your website, CSS to give stylings to your website, and also we need JavaScript to make our website interactive. And if you want to use SQL, then you should be having this basic requirement. Suppose you are having one search box, and inside search box, if you are searching for something, that data will be coming from the database and that will be displayed to you. Maybe the unique ID will be matched with the database, unique name will be matched, date of birth will be matched. Based on the conditions given, the data is stored in the database, you will be getting the output. And also we need one server-side scripting language. I mostly prefer this PHP. PHP complete tutorial I have already uploaded in my channel. Okay, if you want, you can refer that one, or you can just explore YouTube. You will find plenty of videos related to PHP. Okay, PHP is nothing but server-side programming language, and mostly it is used for backend programming. Once we use this one, only then we will be able to fetch the data from the database. Only then we will be able to work with database. Without one backend language, we cannot be able to communicate with the database. So we should be having one server-side scripting language. We have many options. We have Python, we have JavaScript, we have PHP. You can choose any one of them. But I mostly preferred is PHP. Now let's understand what is this MySQL. Okay, it is a RDBMS database program. Okay, there are many database programs like we have MySQL, SQL Server, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, Postgres. Okay, you can choose any one of them, and this is nothing but this is the database itself. In this database, we are going to store our data inside the tables, and from that tables we are going to access the data. Okay, this is the database and SQL is the language. That language will be firing queries against this database, and from this database tables will be stored, and from that table all the data will be accessed. It is the most popular database system used with PHP. If you decided to use PHP as a server-side scripting language, then MySQL is the best combination to work with databases. Now here, what is this database? Database is nothing but it is a collection of data stored in such a way that it can be easily accessed. Suppose you are just storing something inside your fridge. So you know that whenever you open the fridge, you can easily access whatever you have kept. Suppose you have just kept the fruits. Whenever you open, you can easily access that one. Okay, you don't have to do additional things. You can just easily access. In the same way, that trillions of data which is generated every day, to manage that data will be stored inside the databases, and whenever we want, we are going to send some queries, and using that queries, using that conditions, data will be given to us. Now data can be stored in different ways. We can store the data on paper. If you are going to shopping, you will be writing something, and that data you are just storing inside the paper, and based on that, whatever you have written, you are going to buy. Okay, on computer is the great storage to store all our files, all our important documents. Whenever we need the documents, we can just access from the computer. On mind, okay, suppose if somebody asks for your address, you don't have to remember, that is already present in your mind, and that you are going to tell them. Okay, here I am having on paper, on computer, on mind. It can be stored in any form in different ways. Now next, what is this DBMS? Database we have seen, SQL we have seen, MySQL we have seen. Now what is this DBMS? Okay, now DBMS stands for Database Management System. Now it is nothing but it is a software program which is used to manage the database. Now suppose you are having student database where all the details of students will be stored, and you are having employee database where all the details of employees will be stored, and that database we should be storing, we should be having one thing to manage all the databases. Suppose you go to hotel and you order for vegetable salad or fruit salad, they are just going to cut that one. Okay, they are going to cut different vegetables, they are going to cut different fruits. Okay, now different vegetables, just imagine student table and employee table. There are two vegetables and they have cut. Now to serve you, they should be serving inside one bowl or inside one plate. So in the same way, to store these databases, we need one management system. That is nothing but database management system, which is going to hold all our databases. Okay, now we are having many examples. We are having this MySQL, we are having Oracle, etc. And these are the very popular databases. You can use any one of them. Okay, and also we are going to see how to use MySQL, how to use PHP MyAdmin dashboard, how to execute queries. You don't have to worry anything about this. Now next we are having, there are two types of databases. First, we are having relational database, that is nothing but SQL, structured query language. And here all the data will be stored in the tables. Tables are nothing but we will be having rows and columns. Columns will be defining whatever data. Okay, suppose if you are having student ID, student name, that will be stored inside columns, and rows will be having each individual data entry. Suppose for first student, the entire row will be filled. Rows will be in horizontal and columns will be in vertical. Okay, now this entire thing is row, this horizontal are rows, and this vertical are columns. Now this whatever you can see, these are called as fields. Okay, this ID, name, this surname, and this age, it is called as fields. And for rows, we are just going to call it as records, because it is going to store each individual data. So we are just going to tell them as a records. Okay, you can see it uses SQL and stores data in table with rows and columns. Next, we are having non-relational databases. In this tutorial, we are going to focus only on SQL. We are going to create tables and we are going to execute all the queries on tables. Non-relational database, we are just going to see in our next tutorials, but as of now, we are just going to focus on SQL. Now, non-relational databases, it stores the data using other data structures. And also, like, we are having this graphs, we are having this, okay, we are having nodes, we are having properties, graphs. Okay, using this we are going to store. If you are aware of MongoDB database, there we are going to create collections. Inside collections we will be having documents. Okay, that is non-relational database. The data which is not stored in table format, that is nothing but non-relational database. In non-relational database, all the data will be stored in either graphs or in collections or documents. Okay, you don't have to worry about this. Let's focus on SQL. Now next, we are having this RDBMS. We have seen what is this DBMS. It is nothing but it is a software program to manage all our databases. Now we are going to see what is this RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. We have already seen that it is nothing but it is SQL. Okay, it is structured query language. Here we are having this one. So let's understand that. Now it stands for Relational Database Management System. Okay, you can see here the data in RDBMS is stored in database objects called tables. Okay, we have already seen about tables. Tables will be having rows and columns, and these are called as fields, and this entire thing, one thing is called as record. A table is a collection of related data entries and it consists of columns and rows. Now I already told you how to execute queries and how to get the data. So here I am having one question, how to get data from the database. The answer is very simple. That is nothing but queries. We are just going to fire queries against the database, and whatever data is stored inside the tables, that data we are just going to access based on the queries we give. And if I just show you the example of query, this is nothing but select star from person. Here I am having person table inside my database. Okay, suppose here I am having one database. Inside this I am having this person table. And inside this person table I am having some data here, like suppose I am having here person ID, person name, person place, person address, and here I am just telling that select star from person. Now star means whatever data I am having inside this table, I am just accessing that one. Inside this person table I just want all the data. So once I give this query, entire data whatever is present inside this person table, that will be displayed to me. Okay, this is the example of queries. Now here we are having this about MySQL. Okay, we have already seen it is nothing but it is a database. Okay, if you want to download this one, it is completely free to download. You don't have to pay anything to download this one, and the data is stored in the form of tables inside this database. And also it is the most popular database system when used with PHP. Okay, MySQL is very powerful, robust and full-featured SQL database system. Okay, we are going to see everything about SQL and MySQL. It is an inexpensive alternative to expensive Microsoft and Oracle solutions. Okay, we are having many paid databases as well. But as a beginner, you don't have to pay, you don't have to buy any database. You can just install this free database and you can use in your system. Okay, now let's get started into the course. Before that, to run any SQL, to run PHP scripts, we need one local server inside the system. So for that, we are going to use XAMPP. Now let's see how to install this XAMPP. I'll just click on this, just write here XAMPP and you will be redirected to this one. Now here you can see it is the most popular PHP development environment. It is completely free, easy to install Apache distribution containing MariaDB. Okay, you can see PHP and Perl. It is an open source package that has been set up to incredibly easy to install and to use. Now here we are using this XAMPP because we are going to use MySQL, and also we are going to use PHP MyAdmin dashboard, and to run PHP script we should always need one server. So we are just installing this XAMPP locally inside our system. So here you will be having options to install. Okay, for Windows you are having, for Linux you are having, for OS you are having. Okay, whichever you are using the operating system, based on that you just install this one. I just don't want to download because I have downloaded and installed in my system. Once you download this one, just go to that directory and install this one. Okay, basic setup you have to do. Just click on next, next, next. Once you click on finish, it is going to finish. Okay, now once you install this XAMPP, if you open this XAMPP panel, you will be having this one. Okay, here you will be having Apache, MySQL. We are not going to use this FireZilla, Mercury and Tomcat. We are just going to use this Apache and MySQL. Apache will be acting as a local server for PHP, and MySQL is a database itself. Now here I am just going to start this Apache, and also I am going to start this MySQL. Now once I started this one, now here I am just going to write localhost PHP MyAdmin. I'll enter. Now this is going to open complete PHP MyAdmin dashboard for us. Now here you can either create databases inside this dashboard or you can use command prompt. Either way you can use, but in this tutorial I'll be explaining you how to create databases using CMD. Okay, now here on left side you can see I am having this multiple databases. By default this databases you won't be having. I don't want to delete this because I'm having multiple projects in this. So here you will be having, on your left side you will be having all the databases, and here you will be having option of new. Once you click on this you can create the database. Once I click on this, you can see here they are asking for database, and once we click on create, that database will be created. Now we are not going to see like this, we are just going to see how to create databases, how to insert data inside that, how to create tables, how to insert the data inside the tables. Everything we are going to see using queries, and inside CMD I will be writing all the queries, and that databases, that tables will be stored inside this dashboard. Okay, now once you get this one, I'll just open CMD. And before that, let me just come to C folder. Okay, wherever you have installed XAMPP, here I have installed in C directory. I have installed here. I'll just open this. Now here inside this you will be having MySQL. I'll just come inside MySQL. You can see I have this MySQL. I'll just click on this. Inside this MySQL folder we are having this bin folder. I'll just click on this. Now this is the path where we will be executing all our queries. Now here once you select this part, you can just type here CMD, and CMD will be opened for you either this way. I'll just close this one. Again I'm just going to open this. Now by default I'll be here inside this users admin. Okay, by default I'll be in this path. I'll just increase the size. Let me keep 28. Okay, this is fine. Now here I just want to come outside two folders, so I'll be writing here cd dot dot slash dot dot. I'll be coming outside of these two folders. Now I'll be coming inside that folder. I'll just write here cd. I'll be writing here XAMPP slash MySQL slash bin. Okay, either way you can open and you can come inside this link. Now here we should be writing some command to connect to our database, and once we are connected successfully, we will be able to execute queries. Now connect to the database, you should always start this one. You should always start this MySQL. Only then you will be able to successfully connect to the database. Now here I'll just write this one MySQL, and first I just want to tell the host name. I'll just write here host is equal to localhost. You should also do the same thing, and next I'm just going to pass this user. User for you also it is going to be root, and next I'm just going to pass password. Okay, if you have just installed XAMPP and if you are inside PHP MyAdmin dashboard, and if you have not changed any password, then by default it will be empty for you. If you have changed the password, then you should write the password whatever you have given for that. I'm just going to write my password. Okay, this is the password I have given. You just have to give here MySQL. Okay, this is our database, and you have to pass this local host. Then we are passing this root. Okay, that is nothing but our user, and finally you have to pass the password. Once you give all this, just click on enter. Now you can see here I am inside that one. Welcome to MariaDB monitor. Okay, commands should always end with semicolon or /g. Okay, here we are having this one connection and everything. Okay, everything is done. Now you can either use command prompt or you can install UI of MySQL. I'll be using this one. As of now, I don't want to install. As a beginner, if you just practice in CMD, that is more than enough. Okay, now here I am having this database, and now it is none because I have not selected any databases. Now inside my phpMyAdmin, you can see there are so many databases on my left side. Now if I just want to show all the databases, if I just want to view all the databases in CMD, I'll just write here show databases. Okay, now they have already written that all the commands should end with semicolon or /g. I'll just write here semicolon. Now you can see all the databases, whatever I am having inside this phpMyAdmin dashboard, that is being displayed to me here. Okay, all like you can see I'm having this crediting operation. Okay, this all the tables you can see crediting operation, all the databases whatever I am having here, that is being displayed here. Okay, totally 18 rows I am having. Now let's see how to create databases. Now to create databases, we are having this one. I'll just write here create. You have to write this create database and database name. I'll just write here SQL tutorial, semicolon, enter. Now you can see query OK, one row affected. Now inside this databases, that database is not present. Now if I just give here show databases, now you can see this database is present. Now here I am having this none because I have not selected any databases to work with that. So to select this database, to select this particular database, I'll just write here use. I'll be writing my database name, use database. I'll just write proper spelling. Now you can see database changed, and from none it is been changed to SQL tutorial. Now we have seen how to create database, how to use that database. Now suppose maybe in future you want to delete this database. So to delete, we have to write this drop database and this particular database name SQL tutorial. I'll enter. Now you can see query OK, 0 rows affected. Now if I just do show databases, now you can see inside this database I don't have that database. Okay, that is been deleted. Now if I just write here use that database, if I write this one use SQL, I will be getting this error unknown database SQL tutorial, because this I have already deleted. So this is not present inside my dashboard, so I cannot use this database. To use this database, again I have to create that database. Now I'm just going to create that one, create database SQL tutorial. Now here I don't have anything, I have none. So here I'll just write here use database. Now once I give this, okay, you can see it is being changed to database. Okay, now in next we are going to see how to create tables, how to insert the data inside the tables, how to delete, how to modify, everything we are going to see one by one. Now let's see how to create tables inside this database. To create table, we just have to write like this, create table. Okay, table name, let me just write here student. Create table student. Inside this we will be giving the column name and the data type of that column. Now here I'll just give here ID and data type I'll just give here int. Okay, size if you don't give then also it's fine. For integer by default it is going to take 11. Now next I'm just going to give here name. For name data type I'll just give here varchar. Varchar is nothing but it is going to take characters and also special characters. Now maximum is 255. Okay, minimum you can give anything. I'll just give here 100. I'll just separate using comma, and next I'll just give here email. Email also I'm just going to give here varchar, and here I'll just give the size as 100. Okay, enough. Inside this student table I'm having ID field, name field and email field. I'll just close this one, semicolon, enter. Okay, now you can see queries OK, 0 rows affected. Now if I just give here show tables, I'll enter. Now you can see inside this SQL tutorial database I am having this student table. Okay, this is how we are going to create, and this is the syntax for creating table. Create table, table name. Inside this parenthesis I am writing this column name, Okay, the data type, column name, data type, you just have to separate using comma, and you can create as many as columns you want. And for varchar, I am just giving the size, minimum is 0, maximum is 255. And here I am having this one, I just closed semicolon. Once I give this one, inside this SQL tutorial, I am having this student table. Now if you want to delete this table, you just have to write this drop table, table name. Our table name is student. I'll just write this. Now you can see query, okay, 0 rows affected. Now if I give show tables, I'll be getting empty set, because inside this database now I don't have any table. I have already deleted, so my database is empty now. Okay, this is how we are going to drop the table. Now we are having truncate table as well. First let's see how to insert the data inside the database, then we will see what is truncate table. Now to insert data inside the database, we just have to write this insert into table name. Okay, before that we just have to create the table, because I have already deleted the table here. I'll just write the same command, create table student, ID, name, email, enter. Now if I just give here show tables, okay, I gave show databases, I'll just give here show tables. Now inside this I'm having this student table. Now we are just going to insert the data inside this database. So for that we have this insert query, insert into table name. My table name is student, and inside this parenthesis I just have to give the field, column field names. I have ID, I have name, and here I have email. Once I give this, I'll just write here values. Now inside parenthesis again I'll just give the ID as 1. Varchar we have to close in single quotes or double quotes. I'll just give my name. I'll separate using comma, and email also we have to close in single quotes or double quotes. Here I'll just write here khanam@gmail.com. I'll close this, semicolon, enter. Okay, now you can see I have this query, okay, 1 row affected. Now if I just give here show tables, you can see only table will be displayed. Now if I want to see the data whether it is inserted inside this database or not, so we just have to give there DESC, describe student. Okay, describe table name, I'll just give that one. Now you can see inside this table I am having this ID, I am having this name, I am having this email, and also I am having all the types. Here I am having this description, yes. Okay, this null, this key, this default, this everything we are going to see in next sessions, but this is how you can see I am having this data type. Here I am having all the fields. Now to see whatever data I have inserted, whether it is present inside that or not, I'll just write here select star from student. Once I give this one, you can see inside this student table, this query is telling me select all the data whatever is present inside this table, just select that and display to me. Okay, inside this I'm having ID, name and email, and whatever data I have inserted, that is been stored here. Now again if I just want to insert another data, I'll just come to this query, and from here I'm just going to change some data. I'll come here, instead of 1 I'll just give here 2, and here I'll just remove Khanam, I'll just give here Riya. Next I'll just give here riya@gmail.com. Okay, if I want multiple values, I just have to separate using comma, not here, I'll just separate using comma. I'll just give here 3. Next name I'll just give here Seema. I'll separate using key, and again I'm just going to write here seema@gmail.com. Enter. Okay, I'm getting this error, column count does not match the count at the row. Here I have not separated using parenthesis, so I'm getting this error. I'll just come here, I'll just put one parenthesis here. I'll just close this one. I'll close this parenthesis, and from here I'll just write comma, I'll just open this parenthesis, enter. Now you can see query, okay, 2 rows affected. Now if I just give here select star from student, now you can see all the data whatever I have inserted, that data has been stored inside this table. Okay, this is how we are going to create. Now next I'll be telling you about truncate. I'll just write here truncate table student. Now this truncate is going to remove only the data whatever I have inserted, only that data from the table it is going to remove. It is not going to delete the entire table, but drop is going to remove the entire table. Now here if I just give a select star from student, you can see I don't have anything because I have truncated all the data, I have removed all the data from the database, but my table structure will be present. If I just do describe student, you can see my entire table structure is present. But if I do drop table student, now along with the table, all the data whatever will be present, that will be deleted when I give this one. Now if I just give a select star from student, you can see I'll be getting this error, table SQL student does not exist, because this is going to delete the table itself, and this is and using this truncate we are just going to delete the data. Our student table is deleted now. I'm just going to create another table, employee table, and we will be working in that employee table. I'm just going to create that one. I'll just write here. I'll just write the table name as employee, create table employee. Inside this I'll give ID. I'm just going to give here int. Then next I'm just going to give the name. For name I'm just going to give the data type as varchar, and size I'll just give here 100. I'll just separate using comma. Again I'm just going to create email, and for this email also I'm just going to write here varchar, and inside this I'll be passing this 100, and finally I'm just going to write here age, and for age I'll just give here int. I'll close this. Okay, now you can see now my table is created. I'll just write here show tables. I'll enter. Now inside this SQL tutorial database I'm having this employee table. Now if I just write here select star from employee, now here I'll be getting this empty set because I have not inserted any value. Now here I'm just going to insert the value. Before that, if I just show the description of this one, I'll just write here description employee. Now you can see this is the description of the table. Inside this, okay, this all constraints we are going to see later. What is this null? What is this default? Everything we are going to see one by one. Okay, this is my table description. Inside this table I'm having ID, name, email and age. Now here I'm just going to insert the values. Insert into employee, and here I'll be passing the fields. I have ID, name, email and age. Here I'll just write values. And inside this, first I'll just write one. Name I'll just write here Seema. Email seema@gmail.com. Age I'll just write 21. I'll enter. Now here I'm having this query. Okay, one row affected. Now if I just do select star from employee, now you can see one data has been inserted and that data will be displayed to me. Now in the same way I'm just going to add another user. I'll just change it to 25. Ria@gmail.com. Here I'll be writing Ria, and finally ID I'll just give it 2. I'll just come down. I'll just separate using comma, and here I'm just going to insert another value. I'll just write 3, and here I'll be writing my name. Again I'll just write this one, Khanam@gmail.com. And age, let me just write this random. I'll enter. Now you can see I'm having this one. Okay, records to query. Okay, now if I just do select star from employee, now you can see all the data has been inserted, and here I'm having this output. Now suppose if you want to enter only this particular name, okay, if you don't want to enter this ID, this email and this age, so for that we just have to write like this, insert into employee, and in whichever field you want to enter. I want to enter only name, so I'll be writing name. Here I'll be writing values. Inside this, let me just write here Rita. I'll enter. Now here I'm having this one. Now if I just do select star from employee, you can see here for ID I have this null, name is being stored, email is null and age is null. This null is added because if you just see the description, okay, I just have to write here description to employee name, table name. Okay, here they have given null is yes. So once we give it should not be null, then these values cannot be null. If I get here no, then these values cannot be null. Okay, then I'll be getting this error if I don't insert the value. So as of now, by default it is yes, so we can insert null values as well. But later on we are going to see how to avoid that one so that we don't enter empty values inside a database. Now we have seen select star from table name. Now suppose if I just want to select this age, so for that we are having this one. I'll just write here select age from table name, that is employee. I'll enter. Now you can see only age field will be selected and the data will be displayed for me. If you want to select multiple columns, I'll just write this one. We just have to separate using comma, and here I'll just write name. age and name will be displayed. Okay, you just have to separate using comma. If you want entire table, you just have to write here select star from. If you want particular column, only that column name and from that particular table name. Now here I am having this 4 names, okay, Seema, Ria, Khanam and Rita. Now if I insert another value which is having the name as Ria, same name, okay, I'll just come here. I'm just going to remove this. And here I'll just change the ID. I'll just give here 5. And also I'm just going to give here, I'll just write here Ria 12. And age I'll just give here 27. Enter. Now this data has been inserted. Now if I just do select star from data, select star from employee, now here all the data will be displayed. Now if I just write here select name, select name from employee, now you can see all the name, okay, the duplicate data is also been displayed here, okay, but I don't need this duplicate data. So for that one we just have to write this one, select distinct keyword, select distinct. Okay, now this distinct is going to select only the different values, that is only the unique values it is going to select. Now here I'll just write name from employee. Okay, this is the syntax, select distinct keyword. I want to select the name field from employee table. I'll enter. Now you can see that Ria is not been displayed here, okay, only one time Ria has been displayed, but here 2 times Ria has been displayed because here I have given select name from employee, all the names I am selecting, but here I have given this distinct keyword, so it is just going to select only the unique values. Now suppose if you want to find how many unique values are present inside this table, so for that we are having this query. I'll just write this one, select count. Okay, this is the aggregate function count. Inside this I'm just going to pass this distinct. And here I just want to find the name from employee table. I'll enter. Now you can see I am getting this 4. Okay, now which means that totally 4 data I am having which is unique, completely unique in my database. So I'll be getting the count as 4. This is how we are going to use distinct keyword. Now here I'll just write this one, select star from employee. Okay, now all the data is been displayed. Now we are going to perform update operation here. Update operation is nothing but whatever data we are having inside the table, that we are just going to modifying the existing data. So let's see how to create that one. I'll just write here update. You just have to write this one, the syntax, update table name. My table name is employee, and here I just have to set, and here I'll just set name. Name is equal to, now instead of this Rita, I'm just going to pass here Priya. Okay, now here I have just given this one. Now we should always give, when we are updating, we should give this where clause. Inside this where clause we just have to give one condition, where I'll just give here where my name is equal to Rita. I'll just write this one, Rita. Enter. Now it has been updated. Now if I just do select star from employee, now you can see here that Rita has been updated to Priya. Okay, this is how we are going to update. Now suppose if I just want to update 2 fields, so we are just going to do that one. Now here instead of this, I'll just separate using comma, and here I'll just write here email. Email is equal to, now again instead of Priya, let me write here Supriya. And email I'm just going to write here where name is equal to Priya. Now my name is updated to Priya, so I am just changing this where clause. Where clause we have to write when we are going to update, or else it is going to update the entire record. Now I'll enter. Now if I just do select star from employee, now you can see I am having this name, and here email is also been updated. Okay, if you just want to update multiple fields, you just have to separate using comma, and that will be updated. Okay, this is the syntax, update table name, set column name is equal to value. Okay, again separated by comma, column name is equal to value, where clause, and whatever condition you want to give. You can either give this name, or you can also give this IDs, or you can pass this email or age. Okay, based on your requirement, whatever condition you want to pass, you can pass here. If you don't give this where clause, then this entire record will be updated. Now let's see how to use delete statement. Delete statement is nothing but deleting particular record from the table. Now here I am having this null, I am just going to delete this particular record. So we are having this syntax, I'll just write here delete. Delete from table name, my table name is employee, and also we have to give the condition where, I'll just write here, where my name is equal to Supriya. I'll enter. Now you can see, now if I just do select star from employee, you can see that data is been deleted. After 3 I am having here 5, but here I am having this value. Okay, this value is been deleted. And also for delete operation, when you are performing, you should always give this where clause, or else it is going to delete the entire records. Now if you just want to delete all the records, we have the query as delete from table name. Delete from employee, enter. Now you can see all the data will be deleted, and here I am having this empty set. All the data is been deleted. Now again I am just going to insert the same values. Okay, now I have inserted all the values. Now if I just do select star from employee, now here I am having all the data. Okay, now this is going to delete all the records from the table. Delete from employee. If you don't give any condition, then that is going to remove all the data. So here I have got this empty set. But if you specify the condition here, where this condition, only that particular record will be deleted. Now next we are going to see alter command. Alter statement is used to add, delete or modify existing data of this particular columns. Now maybe suppose for ID I just want to change to varchar, so I can do that one using alter command. Okay, let's see how to do that one. Now let me just show the description of this employee. Okay, now this is the description. Now for my ID the data type is int. Now from int I just want to change it to varchar, so I'm just going to use this alter command. Now here I'll be writing this syntax, alter table employee, and I'm just going to modify this one. So I'll be writing this modify, and my column name is ID, and for this I'll just give the data type as varchar, and size I'll just give here 255. I'll enter. Okay, now you can see I'm having this output. Now let me just check for select description. Okay, I'll just remove this, and here I'll be writing description employee. Enter. Now you can see the data type of ID is been changed to varchar. This is how we are going to modify the columns from the table. Alter table employee. Okay, this is the table name. You just have to write this modify, column name and data type, whatever you want to change. Okay, now each databases is having different syntax for this one. If you are using SQL Server or MS Access, for that this syntax will be different, like alter table, table name, alter column, column name, data type. Okay, for that you will not be having this modify keyword. Okay, this is the syntax for MySQL database. Okay, if you are using different database, then you have to refer for that particular syntax. Okay, now you can see this is how we are going to modify the data type. Now I'm just going to modify it to int. Okay, again I'm just going to modify it to int. I'll enter. Now it has been modified. Now if I just do description employee, now you can see ID data type is been changed to int. Now suppose maybe in future you forgot to add columns here. Okay, here I'm having ID, name, email, age, and here I just forgot to add place column. So to add that one, we can use this alter command. Here I'll just write the syntax. I'll just write here alter table employee, and here I just want to add, and I want to add the column name as place. Okay, you just have to write this add, the column name whatever you want to add, and the data type of that one. I'll just write here varchar, and size I'll just give here 100. Now here I am having this. Now if I just do description employee, now you can see place is been added here. But here if I just do select star from employee, select star from employee, enter. Now here you can see place all the values is been null now. But again now if I add the data, now that value I have to add, and that will be inserted. Now if I just want to drop this table, okay, now maybe in future I thought that I don't need this place, only using this name, email and age I can get the details of employee. I don't need its place, so I can delete that one using alter command. So for that we are just going to write here alter table. My table name is employee. I'm just going to drop, I just want to drop this column place. Okay, this is the syntax, alter table, table name, drop column. I just have to write here column, alter table, table name, drop column, and this particular column I want to drop. I'll enter. Now if I just do select star from employee, now you can see this place field is been deleted from here. Okay, it has been dropped from here, this one. Okay, now here I don't have that particular field. Okay, this is how we are going to drop this one, alter table, table name, drop column and that column name. Okay, if you want to add column, we are having alter table, table name, add whatever column we want to add and the data type of that. Now when we are adding, we don't have to write here column keyword, but while dropping we just have to write this column keyword. And also to modify, we are having this one, alter table, table name, modify whatever column you want to modify, you just have to write that column name, and whatever data type you want to change, you can just write that one. Now where clause we have already seen. Okay, now again I'm just going to write here, I'll just write here select star from employee. I'll just write this where age is equal to 21. I'll enter. Now you can see only this particular record will be fetched. Okay, all that fields ID, name, email and age will be fetched, but only of this record it will be fetched, because here I have given this where clause. Okay, it is just going to filter all the records and it is going to display only that record which is going to match and fulfill our conditions. Aggregate functions we are going to see later. We are having sum, count, maximum, minimum. Okay, when we are using aggregate functions, we cannot use this where clause. Okay, we are going to understand that later when we are studying about aggregate functions. This is all about where clause. It is just going to filter out all the result and it will be displaying only that result which matches our specific condition. We have seen about where clause. Now, not to waste your time, I have just inserted some records inside this table. Okay, I have inserted this Priya, Divya, Seema and Riya. I have inserted just now. Now in this table we are going to perform some queries and we are going to see about operators, and operator, or operator and not operator. Okay, if you have studied any programming language, then you would be aware of this and, or and not. If you have not studied and if you don't know, then also no problem. We are going to see what is this and operator, or operator and not operator. Okay, let's see about and operator. And operator is nothing but we are going to give two conditions. If the two condition matches, only then the data will be displayed. Okay, let's see an example, and that conditions we are going to separate using where clause, and both the conditions will be separated using and. Now here I am just going to write here select star from employee. I'll be writing this where condition where, okay, let me just, you can see here I am having this name Riya and for her the age is 27. Here I am having Riya, age is 25, and again I am having Riya, age is 25. So here I will be using AND operator. I just want to display the data, the girl having the name Riya and age is 25, where name is equal to Riya, and, okay, this is the AND operator, and age is equal to 25. I'll enter. Now you can see only two data is been displayed, ID number 2 and ID number 8. ID number 2 is having the name Riya and age as 25. ID number 8, name Riya and age is 25. But ID number 4 is not been displayed because this condition, first condition it is matching, but second condition this 27 is not matching, so it is not going to display this data. And operator, when both the condition matches, only then it is going to display the data. You can perform more queries using AND operator, we are going to see later. Now let's see about OR operator. OR operator is if any one condition matches, then that is going to display the data. I'm just going to write the same query, and instead of this AND, I'll just write here OR. I'll enter. Now you can see here I'm having this Riya, name is equal to Riya is matching, so Riya has been displayed to me. Okay, all the Riyas has been displayed. Okay, only this first condition is matching, it is been displayed. And Seema is also displayed because her Seema age is 25. So here inside this table you can see I'm having the age. For Seema also I'm having this 25. This condition is not matching, but this condition is matching, so Seema is also being displayed here. Okay, OR operator is going to check only one condition, OR operator is going to check both the condition. Now NOT operator is going to reverse the condition. While we are using NOT operator, we are going to give only one condition, but whatever condition we are going, it is just going to reverse that condition. Let me just take this Priya, and for this age I'm just going to apply the query. Now here I'll be writing this one. Select star from employee, where we just have to write this NOT operator, where age is equal to 34. Okay, for Priya the age is 34. You can see for Priya the age is 34. Now except this, I'll just enter this one. Now you can see except this age, except this, all the data will be displayed. It is telling that select star from employee where age not of age 34. Wherever age is equal to 34, just don't display that one, rest all data you just have to display. Okay, I'm just telling that one using this query, so only Priya is not been displayed, but rest all data will be displayed. Okay, this is all about AND, OR and NOT operator. AND operator is going to check both the condition, OR operator is going to check only one condition, and NOT operator is going to reverse the condition. Now let's see how to combine all these operators and, or, and not. Now here I will be writing select star from employee. I will be writing this where condition, where name is equal to Ria. I will separate using and here inside parenthesis I will be using or operator, where name is equal to Ria, and also here I am just going to write age is equal to 25 or name is equal to Ria. Now here if I just pass this query, you can see I am getting this empty set. Here I just got this empty set because for this name I have just given Ria and Ria is not present. So I am just going to change the name. I will just write here Ria. I will enter. Now you can see I am getting this output. Okay, using and or operator I will be getting this output, but still I didn't get the output as Seema. We already saw for age 25 we got Seema. Here what it is going to do is first it is going to evaluate this or operator, and inside this or operator age and name will be printed. So all Ria will be printed and Seema will be printed because her age is 25. So 4 datas will be printed. Now here I will be having the output as Ria, Ria, Ria and Seema. Now here whatever data I am having here, that will be evaluated with this. Now here I am just telling that where name is equal to Ria, and here also I am having all the names Ria, 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 that will be matched and all the 3 Rias will be displayed. Only Seema will not be displayed because we are using here and operator. If both the condition matches, only then it is going to return the output. Here this name and this particular whatever we got from here, that will be matched and the data will be displayed. Okay, if you want you can combine or operator as well. Here I am just going to write here select star from employee and here I am just going to write the condition where not name is equal to, let me just write here Divya. You can just combine using and operator, and again you can just write here not age is equal to Divya age is 32. I'll enter. Now you can see except Divya I got all the data. You can either do that one or you can, we have already seen about not operator. Okay, we are just combining and operator, or operator and not operator to get specific results. When you are using SQL, they will be asking you this kind of queries. So you should be aware of this kind of patterns. Now suppose instead of this age, let me just come here, instead of this 32, if I just give here 25, I'll enter. Now you can see I'll be getting this output. Here I got 32 because here not name is equal to Divya, so except Divya all, and again not age is equal to 32, except 32 all the data will be displayed. Now here I am having 25, so except 25 all the data will be displayed, and also name it is going to check. Okay, name Divya will be removed and whoever is having the age 25, that will be removed and only that data will be displayed. Okay, this is how we are going to combine and, or and not operator. Now let's see about order by clause. I'll be writing the query here. Select star from employee. You just have to write this order by, I'll just write here name. I'll enter. Now you can see the data is been ordered like this. Okay, from smaller. Okay, first I am having Divya, second I am having Khanam, Priya, Ria, Seema. Okay, this is how it is going to order. Okay, if I just give here order by name, it is going to arrange the data in ascending order. If you just want to arrange the data in descending order, I'll just write this one. You just have to write here DESC. I'll enter. Now you can see it has been arranged in descending order. Either way you can do. Once you give this one without ascending or descending, that is going to arrange the data in ascending order, that is smaller to bigger. If you just give this descending keyword, the data is going to arrange in descending order, bigger to smaller. And also you can, if you want to combine, if you want to arrange different fields using ascending or descending order, then also you can do that one, separating by comma. Here I'll just write that one. Select star from employee, order by name, separate by comma, and here I'll just write email. Enter. Okay, now this is going to return me same output because here I am having this one, but this is how you can separate columns and you will be getting the output. And again if I just come here, select star by this one, and here I'll just write here descending. Instead of email, let me just write here age. I'll enter. Now you can see here I am getting this output. It is also going to arrange these dates. Okay, you can see age is also been arranged in descending order, and based on that I'll be getting this output. Based on this whatever I am having here, based on that particular field, whatever name I am having, that will be printed here. Okay, either way you can do, you can combine multiple fields, you can combine single fields, you can arrange in ascending order or descending order. For ascending order you don't have to give anything, but for descending you just have to give descending. If you still want to give anything for ascending order, you just have to write like this. I'll just come here, and for name I'll just write here ASC. Okay, this is for ascending order. I'll enter. Now here I am having this output. This will be arranged in ascending order and this will be arranged in descending order. Now next we are going to see about is null operator and is not null operator. Okay, null we have already seen. Null is not equal to 0. It is just a record with no value. So here I am just going to insert one data. I'll just write here insert into employee, and here I just want to enter name field, and here I'll just write this values, and inside this here I am just going to write here Madhu. I'll enter. Now this data has been inserted. Now if I just do select star from employee, all the data will be displayed, and for Madhu ID is null, email is null, and also age is null. Okay, now we are having two operators, is null operator and is not null operator, to specify whether we are having null values inside the table, and we can display that values, and if we are not having null values, based on that we are just going to display the data. Now for that I'll be writing this. I'll just write here select star from employee where let me just write here where email is null. Okay, is null operator. Now this is null is operator is going to print this one. Okay, because here only I am having email as null, so only this data will be printed. I'll enter. Now you can see only Madhu is been printed, because I am just telling that wherever I am having this null field on email, only that data you should display. So only that data it is going to display. Now in the same way we are having is not null operator, except null values, all the values will be displayed. Now here I'll be writing that. I'll just write here is not null. You can see except this Madhu, all this 8 data is been displayed. These are the two operators, is null and is not null operator. This is going to print the null values, and except null values, all the values will be printed using this operator. Okay, this is all about null operator. Now suppose you are having bigger projects, and if you just want to display only 100 records in your first page, then 100 records in your next page. Okay, you are just adding pagination to your website. So for that we just want to limit that one, limit the number of records. So we are having limit. So here I am just going to write that one. I'll just write here select star from employee, select star from employee. I just want to limit. I'll just write here 4. I just want to display 4 records, so I am just telling that I just want to limit the data and I just want to display 4. So here I will be getting 4. Now for smaller tables you don't have to write limit, but if you are having bigger tables with 100 records, 1000 records, then you have to use this limit to display particular data inside your website. Now suppose you are having 100 records and you just want to display 40, then you can do that one. Now if I just come outside the limit, I'll just write here 40, I'll enter, all the data will be displayed. Okay, all the data will be displayed. It is not going to give me any error, but whatever data I am having inside the table, that data will be displayed to me. Okay, totally 9 rows I am having, and that data will be displayed. This query is very useful when you are adding pagination to your website. And also to fetch, different databases are having different syntax. You can just refer that one based on the database you are using. Now next we are just going to see aggregate functions, that are minimum, maximum, count, average and sum. Now we are just going to take this. For age we are just going to select. Okay, let me just delete this. Okay, let it be. Later on we are just going to delete this null value as well. Now from here we are just going to select the minimum value. Here I will be writing select. Select, we just have to write here minimum. Inside this parenthesis I will be passing this age from employee. Enter. Now you can see minimum age is 21, so that is been displayed here. Minimum age is 21. Now if you want, instead of this whatever we are having here, instead of that, if you just want to change it to another name, I'll just write here select minimum age as, you can just write here minimum age from employee. I'll enter. Now you can see that is been changed to minimum age. Okay, this we are going to see later what is this and how we have to use this one. Okay, min age I got as 21. Now if I just want to get maximum age, I'll just come here. Here we just have to write here maximum. I'll enter. Now maximum age is 34 inside my table. Okay, you can see inside this I'm having this 34 as maximum, so that will be displayed. Now if I just want to find the sum, okay, if you are having some data inside your table, like if you just want to find the sum, so you can just write like sum. Okay, if you are having price field, and for that if you just want to find the sum, then you can do that one. Now sum of all this age is 21212. Okay, here I got, we are having average as well. I'll just come here. Now I'm just going to find average of age. Now this aggregate functions we can just apply in numerical values, and average of age is 26.5000. Okay, and also we are having count function. If I just want to count how many ages I am having, I'll just write here how many number of ages I am having. Totally 8 I am having, because the one which is not having any value, okay, that is null, so that will not be counted. So I'll be getting the output as 8 here. Okay, this is all about min, max, sum, count and average. Minimum is going to return the minimum value, and this will be applied only for numerical data. Now here I am having maximum value it is going to return, and it is going to return the average. Okay, it's sum divided by that particular number. And count, it is going to count the number of data present inside that particular field. Here I have inserted these two records, 9 and 10, Kriti and Sanam. Now here we are going to see about like operator. Like operator is nothing but it is going to use with where clause to search for specific patterns inside the table. Okay, now suppose here I am having double E. Only to get this data which is having double E, we can print that one. Here I am having double E, here I am having double E. Okay, to search for specific pattern, we are just going to use like operator, and it is going to use two wildcards. Now we have percentage and we are having underscore. Using that two wildcards, we are going to get the output. Now here first I'll write this first query. I'll be writing this one, select star from employee. Now here I'll be writing where name like. Now here I'm just going to write here k percentage. Now this is going to, okay, k percentage. Now what it is going to do is it is going to display only the data which is starting from k. I'll enter. Now you can see the data which is starting from k, only that data will be displayed. If I just write here k percentage. Now in the same way, if I just write here after percentage, I'll be writing here a. Now this is going to print the data which is ending with a. Now you can see all the fields which is ending with a, only that data will be displayed here. Now again I'll be writing this one. Let me just write here NAM. Here I'll just write NAM percentage, enter. Now this is going to display the data which is having NAM. Okay, in any position if you are having NAM, that data will be displayed. Here I am having Khanam and here I am having Sanam, so that data will be displayed. Now again now this is all about percentages. Now here I'll be using underscore. Now after underscore, let me just come here. Now here I'll just give I. Now underscore I. Now this is going to display only the data where I is in the second position. Also I just have to give here percentage, enter. Now you can see wherever I am having at the second position, that data will be displayed. Now again we are going to see one more example. Now here let me just write here R. The name starting with R, and at least it is having, I'll be writing here underscore, and it should be having 4 characters in length. Now you can see here I am having all the RIA which is having at least 4 we are having. Okay, the length after R I should be having 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I just give here 5 underscore, enter, again I am having this one at least 5, so it can be less than 5 as well. Now finally we are going to see last query. Here I'll be writing R, and here I'll just write here. I'll just remove this one, and here I'll be writing the name should start with, just come here, name should start with S and it should end with A. Here I'm having Seema and Sanam. Let's see that one. Now here I just have to write name should start with S and it should end with A. Enter. Now you can see here I am having Seema, because inside ID number 1 and ID number 7 I am having the output as Seema, only that will be displayed. I'll just write here select star from employee. Now here you can see here I am having Seema, here I am having Seema, that is starting with S and ending with A, so that will be displayed, but Sanam will not be displayed because it is starting with S but it is not ending with A, so this data will not be printed. Okay, this is all about like operator. You just have to write this percentage and underscore to find specific pattern inside the table. Okay, now next we are going to see about in operator, and also we are having one more query I just forgot to tell. Now here I'll be writing this one. Select star from employee where name not like, okay, where name not like this one, enter. Now except SEMA, all the data will be printed, because here I have used this not operator. Not operator we have already seen, it is just going to reverse the condition. So except that output, all the rest data will be printed. Now next we are going to see about in operator, and in operator is nothing but it is used to specify multiple values in where clause. It is just a shorthand for multiple or condition. Now here I will be writing that query, select star from employee where I'll just write this age in, and inside this I'm just going to pass some values. Here I'll be writing 21, I'll be writing 25, and I'll just write here 49. Enter. Now you can see only that particular age I'll be getting, 21. Okay, now 21 is present inside my database, so that will be printed. Okay, here we have already seen we are having this 21, that will be printed. 25 it is present, so that will be printed, but 49 is not present. It is just going to ignore that one, and whatever data it is matching, that it is going to print. Okay, it is just a shorthand for multiple or conditions. Or conditions we are just passing inside this parenthesis, and based on the conditions we are just going to get this output. Here I am having 21, 25, 25 and 25, and so that data will be displayed. Suppose you are having places, suppose if you are having place column, and inside that you are having multiple places, and for that you just want to find the employee from suppose from Chennai, from Andhra Pradesh and from Mumbai, and that particular employees will be displayed. Okay, here you just have to write that places names, and from there the employees will be displayed. Okay, again I'll just write the same query, and again I'll be using here not operator, not in. So except this 21, 25 and 49, all the data will be displayed here. Okay, you can see we don't have 21, 25 and 49. Except that all the data whatever we are having inside the database, that will be printed. Now next we are going to see about between operator. Between operator is nothing but it is going to select the values within the given range. So let's write the query for that. I'll be writing this one, select star from employee where age between, I'll be writing this one, age between 25 and 30. I'll enter. Now you can see only between 25 to 30 the age will be displayed, and here I am having 25 as well. Okay, when you are using between operator, this first value and this last value will also be included. Okay, 25 is included. Here I don't have 30, so it has not been displayed, but if I was having 30, even that would be displayed. Okay, this first value, begin value and last value will be displayed. Okay, it is going to include in this range itself. Now here I am just going to write another, where age not between, enter. Okay, now this age is not between this 25 to 30, so here I'll be getting this output. Except this, all the output will be displayed here. If I just give here not operator, it is just going to reverse the output. Now we can use this between operator inside this in operator as well. Now here I'll be writing select star from employee where age between, I'll just remove this not, where age between 25 and 30, and for this I got this output 25, 27, this entire thing. And here I'll be using AND operator. I'll just come down. I'll be writing ID not in. Now for this I have got this ID 2, 4, 7, 8, 10. So let me just write here 7, 8 and 10. Not in, I'll be writing 7, 8 and 10. Enter. Okay, now here also I have this semicolon. I'm just going to remove that one. I'll just remove, enter. Now you can see except this 7, 8, 9, AD, whatever I got here, I'm just telling that I just want to display all this data, but my ID 7, 8, 9 should not be included. Okay, so I have just written this query, select star from employee where age between 25, 30 and ID not in this particular fields. Okay, this particular ID number if I am having inside this one, inside this output, that should not be printed, and rest I can print this output. If I just don't give this 10, if I just give here 11 is not present, so 10 will be printed here. Okay, this is how we are going to combine between operator and in operator. This is how we are going to use between operator. It is just going to select the range values. It is going to select the values in the specific range, and also it is including first value and last value whatever we have specified. Now next we are going to talk about alias. Now it is nothing but it is used to give a table and also a column a temporary name. We have already seen in aggregate functions. If I just write here minimum, I'll be writing here minimum age, select minimum age from employee, enter. Now here I am having this minimum age. If I just want to change to proper name, so we are going to use alias here. So we are just writing here as, and here I will be writing minimum enter. Now you can see it is being changed to minimum age. So instead of this, if we want proper column name, then we can use this alias, and it is just going to add temporary name. Now if I just to select star from employee, it is not going to change this one. Okay, it will be same, and here I am just going to get this output. It is just going to exist for the duration of that particular query. It will exist, or later on it is just going to be removed. Okay, we are going to add aliases because it will be adding more readability for our column name. Okay, for our desired output, it is going to add more readability. Now here I am just going to write another example. Now if I just want to select multiple fields, here I will be writing select name as full name. I will separate using comma, age as employee age from employee. Enter. Now you can see name is being changed to full name and age is changed to employee age. Okay, this is how we are going to use aliases. We are just going to add temporary names for our columns. Now we are going to see about group by clause and having clause. So for that I have just created one table, student table. Inside this I am having this ID field, first name, last name, email, age and place. Now here inside this I have inserted 10 datas, and here I am having entire data. Now inside this place, Bangalore I am having 4 times, Mumbai I am having 3 times, Chennai 1 time, Delhi 1 time and Calcutta 1 time. Okay, now we are going to see group by clause, and group by clause is nothing but it is going to group rows that are having similar values. Suppose if you just want to find how many number of students are present inside Mumbai, so for that we are just going to use group by clause, and it is going to group the entire data and it is going to give the count of that particular field. Now here I am just going to write the query. I will be writing this one. I will just write here select. I just want to count the ID, and here I just want to display the place from student table. Okay, you can either display the entire table or you can just display whatever field you want. So I am just counting the number of IDs. Okay, using this count aggregate function. Inside this I am just passing this ID. I am just separating using comma. I just want to display the place from student table. Now here I am just going to write here group by clause, group by place. Okay, I just want to group the place. Now here you can see, here I will be having the output. In Bangalore I am having 4 students, in Chennai I am having 1 student, from Delhi I am having 1, from Calcutta 1 and from Mumbai 3. Okay, totally we are just going to count the number of students present in each particular place. Okay, using this group by clause we can find this one. If you want to sort this in ascending order or descending order, then also you can do that one. But if you want to display the entire table, I will just come here. Now here instead of this place, I will just remove this one. Now here I am just going to write here star. Select star, enter. Now you can see all the data will be displayed, and here I will be having this output. Now here I am having 4. Now here I am having 1, 1, 1 and 3. Okay, this 4 is for Bangalore. This 1 is for Chennai, this 1 is for Delhi, and this 1 is for Calcutta, and this 3 is for Mumbai. And here name Priya. Okay, this for Bangalore, Seema is been printed because inside my table Bangalore first I am having this Seema. So only this particular record will be printed. Again below this I am having this Chennai only 1, the data will be printed. And now for Mumbai I am having this Riya, and here Mumbai you can see here I am having Mumbai, so Riya will be printed. Okay, this is how we are going to get the output. We are just displaying the entire table and we are just counting this one. Okay, this count ID, it is not getting displayed here because I am not having enough space. So that is been displayed here. Okay, 4, 1, 1, 1 and 3. Now next, if you just want to arrange this in ascending order or descending order, you can do that one by using order by clause. We have already seen how to use that one. Now here let me just take this command, and here I will be writing this one. Order by, I just want to order by count ID. I will be writing this one, and here I will just write here DESC. Okay, descending order. Okay, now you have an error. Okay, now the spelling is wrong, order spelling is wrong, so I am just going to change the spelling. I will just write here order. Now here I will be getting this in descending order, but here when I displayed this one, you can see here I am having 4, 1, 1, 1, 3, but here once I arrange this one, here I will be getting in descending order. Now if I just want to get in ascending order, I just don't have to write this anything. By default it is going to arrange in ascending order. If I don't give descending or ascending, it is going to arrange in ascending order, that is smaller to bigger. Okay, this is all about group by clause. It is just going to group the similar values, and based on that values we can check the data. Get the student count from Chennai. You can just write this query, you will get this count, and you can just tell this from Chennai there is only one student. Next we are going to see having clause. I already told you when we are studying about where clause. Where clause cannot be used with aggregate functions, that is count, maximum, minimum, sum, average. So instead of where clause we are going to use having clause. Okay, in aggregate functions we will be using having clause. Now let's see what is that. I'm just going to take the similar example. I'll just remove this one. I'll be writing here group by place. Group by place having, I am just going to write this one count. Having count of ID, if it is greater than 1, I just want to display that one. Okay, if it is greater than 1. Okay, here I am having 3 and 4, so that data will be displayed. Instead of where clause, we are using this having clause when it comes to aggregate functions. Here we are using aggregate function, so we cannot use where condition. So here I am just writing here having. Now if I just try to write here where clause, I'll just write here where. Enter. Now you can see I will be getting this error because where we cannot use with aggregate functions. So we are using having clause. Combination of group by clause and having clause will be very useful. Now when we are going to execute queries, we are going to combine both this and we are going to fetch many records from our table. In this section, we are going to learn about SQL constraints. Constraints are nothing but they are just giving some rules for the data present inside the database. Using that rules added, we have to enter our data. So let's see some of the rules and some of the constraints. Okay, constraints can be added while you are creating table, or you can just alter that one using alter command. We have already seen how to alter the table, how to modify that one. Now we are going to see how to create table, how to apply all the rules, and also we are going to see about not null, unique, primary constraint, foreign key constraint, everything we are going to see one by one. Okay, first we are going to see about not null constraint. Before that, I'm just going to create simple table, and in that table I'll be explaining you what is not null. Okay, now here I'm just going to create one table. Let me just create this one, and for this I'll just write here employee 1, and inside this I'll be passing this ID, and for this ID I'm just going to give the data type as int, and name I'm just going to give here varchar, and size I'll just give 100. Okay, now this table is been created. Now if I just write here show tables, okay, you can see I'm having this employee 1 table. Now for this I have not given any constraint, so I'll just give here description employee 1. Now you can see inside this null I'm having this S, which means I can give null values inside this. Now suppose if I just insert some data, insert into employee 1. Now here I just want to insert inside ID and also inside name, and here I'll be writing this values. I'll just write ID 1 and name I'll just write here my name Khanam. Enter. Okay, here I have just given the table name as wrong. I'll just correct it. I'll just write here employee 1. I'll just remove L from here. Now one data has been inserted. Now if I just write here select star from employee 1, enter. Now you can see this data whatever I inserted, that is been displayed here. I have not specified any constraint yet, so I can give null values here. Now if I insert another data, I just want to insert name. I don't want to insert ID, so I'll just insert name, and name I'm just going to give here Ria. Let me just write here Ria, enter. Okay, now this has been inserted. Now if I just do select star from employee, now for ID I'll be having null value, and for name I am having this Ria. Now this null values I can access using is null operator. Here let me just write that one. Select star from employee 1 where ID is null. Enter. Now you can see this ID will be displayed. Using this is null operator, we have already seen about this. We can access the null values. If you don't specify any constraint, then we can add null values inside this. Now we are just going to create another table. I'll be writing this one. I'll just write here create table. I'll be writing employee 2. Inside this I'll just give here int, and here I'm just going to give this not null. I am just telling that this ID should not be null. Okay, this you have to specify, not null constraint. Now next I'm just going to give the name, and for name I'll just give varchar, and inside this I'll just give here 255, and for this also I'm just going to give not null. Enter. Now this table is been created. Now if I just write here show tables, enter. Now you can see employee 2 table is been created. Now if I just see the description of that, description employee 2, now you can see for null I am having this no, which means that ID and name cannot be null. I have to give some value or else the output will be displayed as 0 for me. Okay, now let's see that one. I am just going to insert some data. Insert into employee 2. I just want to insert ID, and here I am just going to insert name. Here I will be writing this values. Inside this ID, let me just write here 3, and name I will just write here Seema. I will enter. Now if I just do select star from employee 2, enter. Now this data will be displayed. Now if I just don't give this name, let me just come here. Now here I will just not give this name. I will come here and only I am just going to give ID. Enter. Now again I will be getting this one query, okay, one row affected, but now here I am getting this one warning. If you just want to see the warnings, just write here show warnings. Show warnings, you have to write here warnings, and it is going to display that error. Okay, this will tell us the warning and this is going to give the message. So for that, okay, when we are getting this warning, which means that my name should not be null, and here I have just given null. Now if I just do select star from employee 2, I will enter. Now you can see here I don't have any data. So we are just specifying that it should not be null. So it will be very useful, because whenever the user tries to enter the empty data, it is not going to enter inside the database. So we should always specify not null constraint to all the fields. Okay, by default each and every column can hold null values. We are just changing it to not null. We are specifying that not null constraint. So after that, all the columns should be having some values, or else we will be getting empty or we will be getting 0. Now here if I just don't insert for ID, I will just come here. Now here I am just going to insert name. Let me just write here Rita, and here I will be writing name. Enter. Now if I just do select star from employee 2, now you can see for ID I will be getting 0, but name is been displayed. For ID I will be getting 0, and this data I cannot access using is null operator. Now if I just write this one, select star from employee 2, where ID is null. Okay, now you can see I don't have any null values, so this data will not be displayed. But here I am having this 0, which means that for this constraint I have specified the value as not null, so it cannot be null. For text values it is going to display blank, for numerical it is going to display 0. Okay, you should always give values when you are using null constraint. Now suppose you are just adding one column, I will just write here alter table employee 2, and here I just want to add age column, and for this age I will just give int. Okay, I will just change the spelling. I will be writing here employee 2, enter. Okay, now this field has been added. Now if I just show description of employee 2, now you can see age field has been added. Inside this I am having this int. Now if I just write here select star from employee 2, enter. Now you can see inside this age I am having this null value, because for age I have not given any constraint. Okay, here I have just added one column inside this employee table. I have just added one column age, and for this I have not given any constraint. So suppose if you just want to give any constraint inside that, you can just do alter command. I will just come here. You can just write like this, alter table employee, and here I am just going to do this one, modify. I am just going to modify. I just want to modify age, and int I will be giving this not null constraint. Okay, if you have not given not null constraint while creating the table, you can just use alter command and you can give this null constraint. I will enter. Now if I just do select star from employee, now you can see all the values will be 0. From null everything is been changed to 0, because here I have given this not null constraint. For integer the data will be displayed 0, because I have not inserted any data inside this age field, so I will be getting 0. Now when I insert this one, I will just come here, insert into employee. Now here I will be inserting ID, name, and finally I am just going to insert age, and also here I am just going to give ID number 4, Rita, and age I will just give 21, enter. Now this data will be inserted. Now you can see last all the data will be inserted, and these 3 fields cannot be null. Now if I just show the description employee 2, enter. Now you can see for null values I am having this no. Okay, this is how we are going to give this constraint, not null constraint, which means that the value cannot be null. We should always insert values inside this particular fields, or else for text we will be getting blank, and for integers we will be getting the 0. So for that we are just using not null constraint. Now next we are going to see about unique constraint. Unique constraint is nothing but it ensures that duplicate values should not be inserted inside the database. Suppose while creating Instagram account, if you just write some username, they will be telling that this username already exists. So which means that that particular username is already present in the database. So you cannot create that username. You have to select some other username. So in the same way, this unique constraint is very useful. You can add this unique constraint to multiple fields inside the table. Okay, now let's see how to use unique constraint. Okay, now here I'm just going to create one table. I'll just write here create table. Okay, before that, inside this employee 2 table, now here I'll just do here select star from employee 2. Enter. Now you can see here I'm having Seema, here I'm having Rita, here I'm having Rita. You can see duplicate data I have entered here, Rita and Rita. Again, if I just want to enter this one, Rita, and here I'm just going to change the ID. I'll just change it to 5 and age I'll just give here 25. Enter. Now again this Rita will be inserted. You can see 3 times Rita is been inserted. Suppose if you are logging using username 3 times, Rita cannot be present inside the database and that particular username cannot be used by multiple people. So for that we are adding unique constraint. Now let's see how to add unique constraint. Now here I'm just going to create one table. Okay, simple tables I'm creating. Create table, I'll just write here employee 3. Create table employee 3, I'll just write here ID. For ID I'll just give the data type as int and also not null constraint, and name I'm going to give varchar, and size I'll just give 100, and for name also I'm just going to give not null constraint and this unique constraint. Okay, I'm just specifying this unique. I'll just separate using comma, and finally I'm just going to give age int and also for this not null. Enter. Now here this table will be created. Now if I just do show tables, now this employee 3 is been created. Okay, I'm just creating separate tables so that we will get practice what we are doing, how to create table, how to insert the data, how to alter the data. So I'm just creating separate tables. If you want to work in only one table, then also you can do that one while practicing. Now here I'll just insert this one. Okay, only for name I have given this unique constraint. You can see unique. Now let me just insert some data here inside this table. I'll be writing this one, insert into employee 3. And here I just want to insert ID, I want to insert name, and also I want to insert age. Here I'll be writing this values. Inside this, let me just write ID, name I'll be writing Khanam, and age I'll just write here 21. Enter. Now if I just write here select star from employee 3, now you can see here I'm having this output. Now if I just try to enter this one, okay, here I'm having same name Khanam, I'm having same ID, and here I'm having same age. I'll just enter. Now you can see here I'll be getting this error, duplicate entry Khanam for key name. Here I'll be getting this error, duplicate entry, I cannot enter Khanam again because Khanam is already present inside this table, inside this database, this username is already present. So again I cannot enter this Khanam. Okay, I can just change this name. I'll just write here, I'll be writing here Riya. Enter. You can see here I'm getting this output. And select star from employee 3, but ID we can enter and age we can enter, because for ID and age I have not given unique constraint, only for name I have given, so name cannot be duplicated. Now if I just want to give this one for ID and for age as well, I can use alter command. I'll be writing this one, alter table employee 3. Now here I'm just going to add unique constraint. We just have to write like this, add unique constraint for ID. I'll enter. Okay, duplicate entry for, you can see as soon as I entered this one, I got this error, duplicate entry 1 for key ID, because here I have 2 1. So for that I'm just getting this error. Now if I just do select star from employee 3, here I'll be getting this, but here I got this error. Okay, so for that we should always be careful when we are giving unique constraint. We should always make sure that we should not enter duplicate values inside the database, or else we will be getting this error. Okay, suppose I'm just going to create one column. I'll just write here alter table employee 3, and here I just want to add place. For place I'm just going to give the data type as varchar 100, and for this also I'm just going to give this not null constraint. Okay, now this column will be created. Now if I just do select star from employee, now here I am not having any data because here I have given varchar and not null constraint, so here I am having this empty field. Okay, null is not there, 0 is not there because it is varchar. Now if I just want to add unique constraint to both the columns, okay, both the columns I just want to add, so each time I cannot be writing alter table employee and modify that one. So for that we are just going to write like this, alter table employee 3. I'll be writing proper spelling, employee 3. Now here I just want to add this constraint, and constraint name you can give anything. Let me just write here unique data. Okay, you can write any name here. I'm just writing alter table name. I'm just adding this constraint unique data. I just want to add this unique constraint inside this age and place. I'll enter. Now here, as soon as I enter this one, duplicate entry 21 for key unique data, because for age I have given here duplicate data, so I am getting this error. This is how we are going to use unique constraint, and also we are going to add unique constraint to multiple fields. Okay, now I am just going to drop all the tables. I don't need that one because I am just creating multiple tables, so I am just going to drop all the tables. So to drop multiple tables, I'll just write here drop table employee 1. I want to drop employee 2, and I want to drop employee 3. Okay, all the tables will be dropped. Now if I just write here show tables, now you can see I am having only employee table and student table. Employee 1, employee 2 and employee 3 table is been deleted. Okay, now this is all about not null constraint and unique constraint. Unique constraint will not allow duplicate values, and not null constraint, when we specify, all the fields should be filled. We cannot enter empty data. Now next we are going to see about primary key. Primary key is nothing but it uniquely identifies each record in a table. Record is nothing but rows. Okay, but one particular row for name, for age. Suppose I am having ID, name, age, and data I am having 1, Khanam and 21. So for that 1, Khanam and 21 is called as record. The horizontal row is called as record. Now if I just write here select star from student, enter. Now this entire thing is called as record. Okay, one record, and this is second record, this is third record, this is fourth, fifth. Okay, it keeps on like this. This complete one data belongs to one person, so it is called as one record. So now to uniquely identify this one, we are going to use primary key. Primary key can be specified to only one field, and that primary key will not accept any duplicate values. So by default, primary key will be having unique constraint in it. In one table, we will be having one primary key, but this primary key can consist of single or multiple columns. So let's see how to create primary key constraint. Now here I am just going to create. I'll be writing create table. I'll be creating employee 1, and inside this I'll be writing ID. For ID, data type int. I'll be giving this not null constraint, and here I'll just give this primary key. Okay, you just have to give like this primary key. I'll just separate using comma, and here I'm just going to give this name. Name I'll be giving varchar. Size I'll just give here 100, and for this I'm just going to give this not null constraint, and also I'm just going to give this unique. I'll enter. Now if I just do select star from employee 1, I'll enter. Now here I am having empty set because I have not inserted any data. I'm just going to insert into employee 1, and I just want to insert inside ID and also name, and I'll be writing here values 1, and here I'll just write here Khanam. Enter. Now if I just try to insert 1 again, I'll just write here Ria. I'll enter. Now you can see here I'll be getting duplicate entry 1 for key primary. For primary key, when we give primary key constraint, here I have not given unique for ID, but still I cannot enter 1 again because this is primary key, and using this key we can uniquely identify this data. Suppose if you are studying in college, then you will be having one unique roll number. So using that roll number you will be specified, you will be allotted seats in your exam. So that will be unique to each person. So this primary key, when we give this particular data for whichever field I have given primary key, for that field this primary key will be unique. So it cannot be duplicated. So I cannot enter duplicate data for primary key as well. So which means that by default it is going to have unique constraint inside it. Now if you want to add primary key for multiple fields, I'll just create one column. I'll just come here, and here I'm just going to create one column. I'll just search for the table, alter table employee. And here I have added this place column, and from here I'm just going to change the table. I'll just write here employee 1. I'll enter. Now here I'll be having this select star from employee 1. This place column I have added. Now for name and for place I just want to add primary key. So for that I can use alter command. I'll be writing here alter table employee 1. I just want to add constraint. I'll just write here primary key employee. Okay, you can give any name here, and here I just want to add this primary key, and inside name and place. I just want to add this one. I'll enter. Okay, here I am having this error. This constraint spelling is wrong. So I'm just going to correct that one. I'll be writing here constraint. I'll enter. You can see here I am getting this multiple primary key defined because for ID I have already given primary key. Okay, I already told you inside one table I can have only one primary key. So for ID I have already given primary key. So I am getting this primary key already defined. If I don't give primary key for ID, then I can use this command. Then I can add primary key for this one. But here I'll be having only one primary key called PK employee. But this has been added to name plus place. Okay, I'll be having only one primary key which consists of two columns, that is name plus place. For ID I have already given primary key, so here I am getting this error, multiple primary key defined. Let me just create another table. I'll just write here create table employee 2. Inside this I'll be adding ID. For ID I'll just give int. I'll just add here name. I'll just write here varchar 100. I am not going to specify unique, not going to specify not null. When we are going to alter, then we are just going to see this one. And also I am just going to add place. For place also I am just going to give this varchar. I'll just close this. Okay, now if I just do the same thing, alter table employee 2, let me just change it to employee 2. Employee 2 and add constraint primary key. Okay, here I am adding primary key for name and place. Now I'll just come down. I'll enter. Now you can see this has been affected and here I am having this one. Okay, now if I just insert, I'll insert into employee 2. I just want to insert ID. I want to insert name. I want to insert place. I'll be writing this values. I'll be writing here 1. I'll just write here Khanam and here a place I'll just write here Mumbai. Enter. Now one row is affected. Now if I just write here select star from employee to enter, now this data will be displayed. If I just try to insert the same data again, I'll be getting this duplicate entry Khanam Mumbai for primary key. Okay, this is only one primary key but it consists of two columns name plus place. So for that we are getting this Khanam and Mumbai. If I just give here, suppose if I just give here Bangalore, I'll just write here enter. Okay, now this will be inserted because this is separate, this is different and this is different. Now I'll just come here, select star from employee to, here I'll be having this output. If both the data is same, only then it is not going to insert. If suppose if one is same and one is different, then it will insert. Okay, because we have altered that one. Here we have telling that we are having only one primary key and that primary key consists of name and place. So if both the values are same, only then we cannot insert. We will be getting this one duplicate entry. But if one value is same and another value is different, then that data will be stored inside the tables. Now if you just want to drop the primary key constraint, I'm just going to write that one. I'll be writing here alter table employee to drop. I just want to drop this primary key. I'll enter. Now this is going to drop the primary key. I'll just do select star from employee to. Now this data will be displayed. Now if I just try to enter the same data, I'll just come here. I'll just enter the same data. Now you can see I am able to enter Khanam and Mumbai. Now if I just do select star from employee to, all the data will be displayed without getting any error. So primary key is very useful when you uniquely want to identify each record in the table. Now we are going to see what is foreign key constraint. Okay, foreign key is nothing but it is a field or a collection of fields in one table that refers to the primary key in another table. Okay, here I am having one example. Now suppose I am having two tables, customer table and orders table. Inside this customer table, I am having this customer ID. I'll just take this color. I am having this customer ID which will be primary key for this table. Here I am having F name, L name and some amount. Inside this orders table, I am having this order ID and this order ID will be the primary key for this one. Okay, primary key we have already seen. This will be unique. This cannot be duplicated. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, it keeps on going like that. Here we are having order number and here this customer ID, whatever we are having here, this is called as foreign key. Okay, here this is the definition. Foreign key is a field or a collection of field in one table that refers to the primary key in another table. So this is the foreign key in orders table and this will be referring to the primary key of customer table. Okay, now whatever values I am having here, suppose totally I am having 100 customers here. So totally 100 IDs I will be having, and whatever 100 IDs I will be having here, only from that I can write here. Okay, suppose I can have multiple values, like I can have 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, but till from 1 to 100 only I can have these values. Beyond that I cannot have these values, because inside customer ID 1 I am having this name Khanam, inside customer ID 2 I am having the name Seema. Now customer ID 2, okay, Seema can order multiple items. So here I can have 2, here I can have 2, because here I am having different order number. So Seema can order 5 times. So 5 times I can have 2 here. Okay, I am just going to explain you this one. Okay, now suppose here this is my customers table, and here this is my orders table. Inside this customers table I am having one field, here all the IDs will be stored. Okay, here I am just going to write, here all the IDs of customers will be stored. All IDs of customers will be stored inside this particular field. Okay, and this is nothing but, this will be primary key. I'll just write here PRI, that is nothing but primary key. Now inside this orders table I am having one field, I am just having here orders ID. Here I'll just write here order ID, and this will be primary in this table. Now this both will be unique values, this both will be having unique values inside this. Suppose here I am having 100 customers, so here only from 1 to 100 the data will be stored. Here I can have multiple values. Okay, suppose order from here totally I can have 1000 data, 1 to 1000, because each customer can order 10 times. So here maybe I will be having thousands of data here, but here if I am having 1 to 100 data, now whatever data I am having here, only from that, suppose here I am having another field, customer ID. Okay, whatever ID name I have given here, the same ID I am giving here, because I am just referencing, this ID will be referencing this one, this field will be referencing this particular section. So whatever data I am having inside this one, whatever data I am having inside this particular field, from that only here I can store. Now here I will be having suppose 1, here I will be having 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, totally 5 customers here I am having, totally 5 IDs. So inside this I can have 2, customer 2 has ordered something, again customer 2 orders something, customer 2 orders something, then customer 3 has ordered, customer 5 has ordered, customer 1 has ordered. Okay, it keeps on going like this, again customer 3 has ordered, customer 1, customer 4, like this. Whatever ID number I am having here, only from that I can write here. Okay, this can be, here I am having only 5 customers, and this 5 customers has ordered so many times, so I can be having multiple values here. This primary key and this primary key will be having unique values. Okay, this cannot be duplicated. Whatever values I am having, that will be completely unique, but this I can have multiple values with same number as well, because this is the foreign key and this field is referencing this field. Now let's see an example. Now then you will understand what is this. Now here I am just going to create one table. I'll be creating customers table. I'll just write here create table customers. Inside this I'm just going to pass customer ID. Customer ID I'm just going to give the data type as int, and also I'm just going to specify not null constraint. Next I'm just going to give here f name. For f name I'm just going to give this varchar. I'll just give here 100, and then I'll be giving L name. I'll just give the data type as varchar, and also I'll just give the size as 100, and finally I'm just going to give amount. For amount I'm just going to give the data type as decimal. Okay, this is also data type in SQL, and for this I'm just going to specify 10 digits, and after 10 digits I'm just going to give here 3 decimal numbers. Okay, like 10.333. okay, 3 decimal numbers I want, so I'm just giving 10,3. Next I just want to give primary key for customer ID, so I'll be writing here primary key. I just want to specify for customer ID. Customer ID, I'll just close this. Now this table is been created. Now if I just do description of customers, I'll enter. Okay, customer, I'm just going to write here customer. Okay, now this is the description of table. Now inside this key primary is being stored. Primary field is customer ID. Now here I'm going to create order table, and we will see how to use foreign key and how that key will refer to this one. Create table orders, and inside this first I'm just going to give orders ID. For orders ID I'll just give the data type as int and also not null. I don't want it to be empty. Next I'm just going to give order number. For order number also I'm just going to give int, not null value. And next I'll be giving customer ID. Okay, whatever ID I'm having here, that I'm just writing. Okay, same name I'm writing. Customer ID, I'll just give here int, not null. Now inside this table, primary key I'm just going to give for orders ID. I'll just write here primary key, and inside this I'll be writing here orders ID. Okay, for this orders ID I have just given the primary key constraint. I'll just separate using comma. Now here I'll be writing this foreign key. Foreign key, I just want to give foreign key for this customer ID. I'll be writing this one, customer ID. Now this customer ID is referencing to the customer ID from this customers table. So we have to write this references customers customer ID. I'll enter. Now this table is been created. Okay, again I'll just tell you here, let me just write here description orders. I'll enter. Now you can see here for customer ID, inside this I'm having here mul, which means that it is neither primary nor unique, it is just multiple values. Okay, it stands for multiple values. Now here inside this customers table I have just created customers. Here I'm having customer ID, here I'm having F name, L name, amount, and for primary key I have just given customer ID. Now next I am just creating orders table. Here I am having order ID field, order number field, and customer ID field. Okay, one field whatever I am having here, that should be matching with this one. Okay, same name you have to write. Now here primary key I am just giving for orders ID. I'll just separate using comma, and you have to write foreign key customer ID, this one. Okay, whatever you have specified here for this table itself, customer ID. Now this customer ID is referencing to the customers table of customer ID. This is how we are going to pronounce. Foreign key customer ID of orders table is referencing to the customer ID of customers table. Okay, this is how you will tell. Now here I am having this output. Now inside this I am just going to insert some data, and I'll just explain you again. I have just inserted some data so that we don't waste our time in inserting all the fields and all the data. Now here I'll be writing this one, select star from customer. Enter. Now you can see I have inserted some data. Now here I am just going to write select star from orders. Enter. Now here I am having some data inside orders table. Now here if you see inside this customer ID I am having 1, 2, 3 and 4, and inside this I am having this names and some amount of that. Next inside orders ID, this is primary key, so this will be unique, and this I am having some order number, and here I am having customer ID. Here customer ID is 2, so here I am having this one. So inside this customers table, now customer ID 2 stands for Seema Mehta. Seema Mehta amount is 400. She has ordered this particular item. Here I am having customer ID 3, customer ID 3 and customer ID 3. 3 times I am having customer ID 3. So here inside customer table, 3 customer ID stands for Rita. Rita Shukla has ordered some items, and she has ordered these many items 1, 2 and 3, and her amount is this much. Again we are having 1, 1, 1. So 1 stands for Riya Sharma. Riya Sharma has ordered these 3 items. Okay, you can just access, you can just write the query in such a way that how many number of items is been ordered by each individual customer. So you can just write the query and you can get the data. Okay, here you can have multiple values, but whatever values we are having here, only from that we can have these values. Okay, here 4. Okay, here 4, customer 4 has not ordered anything. Maybe he ordered something and he has cancelled. So here inside this orders table, his data is not been displayed. Here customer 4 has not ordered anything. Customer 2 has ordered something. Customer 2 is Seema. Customer 3 has ordered 3 items, and customer 3 is Rita, and customer 1 has ordered 3 items. So customer 1 is Riya. So totally 3 customers has ordered something. Okay, this is how primary key and foreign key are useful. Foreign key will be referencing to another table which is having primary key. Now if you forgot to add foreign key, then you can use alter command and you can add foreign key. Now let's see about default constraint. Default constraint is we are going to give some default value to that particular field, and while entering the data, if we don't enter that data, then whatever default value we have specified, that will be displayed to us. Now if I just show the description of orders table. Now here inside this we are having this default field. You can see here for everything I am having this null. So here we are just going to specify one default value. So for that I am just going to create one table. Create table. I'll just write here default table, and inside this I'm just going to give ID. I'll just give the data type as int, and also I'm just going to give not null and primary key. Next I'm just going to give name. Name I'll just give the data type as varchar. I'll be giving here 100, and also I'll just specify not null. And for this I'm just going to give, okay, let me just remove this one, not null. First let us see the output for this. Now if I just show description default table, I'll enter. Now here I am having this default is null. So now if I just insert this, insert into default table ID, name, values, and here I'll be writing 1, and here I'll just write here Seema. Separate using comma 2, and here I'll be writing Ria. I'll enter. Now 2 data is been inserted. Now 2 data is been inserted. Now if I just don't insert any value for name, let me just remove name from here. And here also I'm just going to remove name. And instead of this, I'll just give the ID as 3, and here I'll be giving ID as 4. And from here I'm just going to remove this name field. I'll enter. Now if I just do select star from default table, now this both the values are empty, because while creating table we have given not null, and we have already seen for text values it will be empty. Okay, now this happens, suppose we forgot to add some data and this will be blank. So for that we are going to add default value. So here I'll be creating another table. I'll just write here create table. I'll be writing here temp. Inside this I'll be writing ID int not null. Next I'm just going to create name varchar 100, and for this I'm just going to give default value. I'm just going to give my name. I'll enter. Now suppose if I just insert some data, insert into table name, and here I just want to insert inside ID, and here I just want to insert inside name. Here I'll just write values, and here let me just write 1, and here I am going to write here Sia. I'll enter, and also I'm just going to show the description of this table. Now if you see inside this default, this Khanam is being stored for this name field. Now here if I don't enter the value for name, and here I'll just write ID 2, and from here I'm just going to remove this field. I'll enter. I'll put semicolon, enter. Now here if I just do select star from temp table, I'll just come here, select star from temp, enter. Now you can see I have not given any name for this, but by default it is been stored as Khanam. Okay, this is how it is very useful. If you just forget, you just have to give some default value here. Suppose you are having age field, and for that age field you are just giving 18 as the default value, because you are creating the table for the students who can vote now. So default value for age you can just give it as 18. So this is how default values are very useful. It is just going to give default value for that particular field. If you want to drop that one, I'll just write here alter table. My table name is temp, and from here I just want to alter that one. Alter name, drop default. This is the query to drop that one. Now if I just show the description of temp, now you can see now default no value is been stored. I'm just dropping that one. You just have to write alter table name, again alter this name field and drop this default value. So that will be dropped, and here no values will be stored. Now if I just try to enter that one, now here let me just write here 3. Now if I just do select star from temp, now you can see now this value will be null, because while creating I have not given not null for this one. You can see directly I have passed name varchar default value. Okay, so I am getting this null. If I would have given null, then I will be getting here blank value. So this is how default values are created. If you just forgot to add default value, then also you can add that one using alter command, and for that you can just do like this. I'll be writing alter table table name, and here I'm just going to write here alter, and you have to write this set keyword, and here I'll be writing this default is equal to, let me just write here Seema now. I'll enter. Okay, now here I am having some error. We should not be writing this equal to. I'll just write here default value. Okay, now here again I am having this error. I just forgot to write the name alter table alter. We just have to write alter table name, and I have to enter the name field. I just forgot to write this one, sorry. And here I just have to set this default value to Seema. Now if I enter, now if I just do description of this temp, I'll enter. Now you can see default value Seema has been stored. Now if I just try to insert empty value, now here I'll just write here 4, enter. Now if I just do select star from temp. Now you can see by default schema has been stored. Okay, this is how default values are very useful. If you forgot, you can add that one using alter command. If you want to drop, you can drop that one using alter command. Okay, for that we are having this query, alter table name. Again you have to write alter. I want to alter the name field and I just want to set this default value to schema. Again, if you just want to drop that one, we are having this one, alter table name, and I just want to alter the column name and I just want to drop that one. And here we are just setting and here we are just dropping. So you should be remembering drop default and set default. And here you should not write this equal to, and here after alter you should write this column name. Next we are going to see about auto increment field. Okay, auto increment field is nothing but it allows a unique number to be generated automatically when a new record is inserted inside a table. Okay, default value of auto increment starts from 1 and it keeps on increasing by 1. So next will be 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it keeps on going like that. Now here let's see an example of that. I'll be creating one table. I'll just write here create table temp1, and inside this I'm just going to specify this id int, and for this I'm just going to give primary key, and also I'm just going to give this auto increment. I'll separate using comma. I'll just write here name, and here I'm just going to write here varchar 100. I'll enter. Now this table is been created. Now if I just do description of this temp1, enter. Now here I am having this extra. You can see inside this extra auto increment is been stored. Now if I just do description of this temp, I'll just do description of this temp. You can see inside this extra, here I am having this empty field, but for this table I have given auto increment for id, which is having this primary key. Now once I give this primary key, I don't have to tell it is not null. By default it is not going to accept any null values, so here I'll be having no. Now once we are done with this, now let's see how to insert. I'll be inserting this one, insert into temp1. Now here I'll just insert name. Here I'll be writing values, and name let me just write here Sia. I'll enter. Now if I just do select star from temp1, now you can see by default id is been stored as 1. Now again if I just want to insert another name, I'll be inserting schema, enter. Now if I just do select star from temp, you can see id is been stored 2. Okay, it is going to increment by 1. Once we specify auto increment, it is going to increment by 1. So default it will start from 1. So next will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it keeps on going like that. But if you want to specify the starting value, then also you can do that one. Okay, I'm just going to alter that one. Now here I'll be using alter table temp1. Okay, I'm just going to alter, and here I'll just write here auto increment is equal to 200. Okay, I just want to start from 200, so I'll be writing like this. Okay, now the sequence number will start from 200. Now if I just insert some value, here I'll be writing Rima, enter. Now if I just do select star from temp1, now you can see it will start from 200. Now again if I just insert another value, let me just write here Khanam, enter. Select star from temp1. Now you can see it will be generated as 201. Okay, automatically it is going to give unique values once we give the primary key, and for that particular field we are going to give auto increment, and it is going to generate value and it will increment by 1. And also you can specify the starting value using alter command, alter table name, auto increment is equal to that particular value from wherever you want to start. Now inside this SQL, we are also having date data type. To use date data type, you should always remember the format. We are having this format year, month and date. Okay, this is the format for date. If you enter other than this, then you will be having 000 inside your table. Now here I am just going to, I'll just create one table, create table, here DD for data types. Inside this I am just going to create id int, and also I am just going to give here primary key, auto increment. Next I am just going to give here dates I'll just give, and data type I am just going to give here date. I'll enter. Now if I just do description of DD, you can see inside this dates I am having this type as date. Okay, this is also data type inside SQL. Now if I just want to insert the data, I'll be writing here insert into, I just want to insert inside this table DD. Here I'll be writing dates field. ID I am not going to write because it is automatically going to increment the values. and here I'll be writing values. Inside this I'm just going to specify some date. Here I'll be writing 23, 1, 2, and here I'll be writing some random number. I'll close, enter. Now you can see if I just do select star from DD, enter. Now you can see I'll be having 0, 0, 0 because this date is not in this format, so I'll be getting 0, 0. I should be getting this date in this format, only then the data will be inserted. Now here, instead of this, if I write proper format, I'll just write here month, I'll just write here year 1999, and here I'm just going to write here 21, and here I'll just write here 11. Okay, 21 month is not there. Let me just change it to 11. I'll enter. Now if I just write select star from DD, now you can see this date will be stored, and here I am having this output. Whatever I have entered, the date will be stored. Okay, in the same way we are having date data type, we are having date time to enter date and time. We are having timestamp. Timestamp mostly we are going to use whenever you insert the data, whenever you get the orders of that particular time. If you want to get, we are going to use timestamp. And also we are having year data type. Year data type format will be year, or this one, or year. Okay, you can use any of them. We are having date data type, date time, timestamp, and year. Okay, this is all about dates in SQL. Next we are going to see about views. Next we are going to see about views in data types, and views are nothing but it is just a virtual table. It is not a real table, it is just a virtual table, and whatever table already exists inside the database, from that table we are going to create views. Now views will contain rows and columns just like real table, and whatever fields we are having inside the view, that will be from one table or more than one table. Now let's see how to create views. Now here this is the syntax for creating view. I'll be writing this create. Before that, let me just show the tables. I'll be writing here show tables. Now here I'm having so many tables. I'm just going to delete some of the tables. I'll just drop tables, drop table. I just want to drop DD. I want to drop student, not student. I just want to drop temp, and also I want to drop temp1. I'm just dropping. Now if I just do show tables, now totally I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also I just want to drop this default table. I'll just remove this one, and here I'm just going to write this default table. I have dropped. Now if I just do show tables, now totally I'm having 4 tables: customer, employee, orders, and student. Now here I'm just going to create view. View name I'm just going to give here temp view. Okay, you can just write like this: create view name as select. I just want to select f name from student table, unknown column f name in field list. Okay, let me just check whatever fields I'm having inside student. I'll be writing here select star from student, enter. Okay, now here I'm having first name, last name like this. So let me just create the view. Create view name as select first name from student. Okay, now this has been created. Now if I just want to see the view, and before that if I just write here show tables, you can see inside this table is been created, temp view. Okay, this is not the real table, this is just a virtual table. Now whatever I have selected first name, now this first name will be the field of this table. Now if I just write here select star from temp view, I'll enter. Now you can see inside this temp view I am having first name from this student table. Whatever I am having inside student table, that I am having. Okay, now to work with views, the table should be in the same database, only then you can create views. Now if I just want to select all the fields of this one, then I can just write like this: create view name as select star from student. Star we have already seen, star means all the data. I'll enter. Table, now here I am having this table temp view already exist. So for that I'm just going to create another view. I'll just write here temp view 1, enter. Now if I just write here select star from temp view 1, you can see all the data, all the fields, whatever I am having inside student table, that will be displayed to me. Now I am just going to write one condition. Inside this I am having all these fields. Okay, all the fields. Here I am having ID, first name, last name, email, age, place, and fees. Now I'll be writing the condition for that. Okay, let me just write here. First I'll write the condition. I'm just going to create this view. Create view name, I'll just write here view 1. I'll be writing this as select star from student. I'll be writing this where condition, where fees is greater than, here I'm just going to write select average of fees. I'll be writing this aggregate function average. Inside this I'm just going to pass this fees from student. Okay, I'll just explain you whatever I have written. Now if I just do select star from view 1, enter. Now you can see, now here I am having this output. Okay, only this I am getting because now if I just write here select average fees from student. Okay, now the average fees of students is 1555. Now inside this 1000, okay, here it ends. So all the greater values from here it is going to print. Here I have given the condition. I am just going to create the view, and this view is selecting all the fields from student table, and here it is telling that where fees is greater than this particular fees. Where fees is greater than this particular fees, because inside this I have just passed this one, select average of fees, this particular query, and for this I am getting this output. So here 1555 will be stored, and from here whatever greater values 1555, rest all values will be printed here. Okay, this is how we are going to create views, and we are just going to create virtual table inside the database. Now suppose if you just want to drop this one, we just have to write this drop view and view name. I'll just write here view 1. Now this view will be deleted. Now here let me just write here show tables, and also I just want to delete these two views. I'll be writing this one drop view, and here I'll be writing temp view separated by temp view 1. Okay, now both the views is been deleted. Show tables. Now here I am having only 4 tables. Okay, this is how we are going to create virtual tables inside the databases. Now we are almost done covering all the concepts inside SQL. Now next we are going to work on challenge. I will be executing 15 queries which will be mostly asked in interviews. Okay, so let's get started with the challenge and let's execute that 15 queries. Now we are going to see 15 most important SQL queries which are mostly asked in interviews. Okay, here I have created one table, student table. Now if I just want to see all the data from the student table, I just have to write this one, select star from student. Now inside this I am having this ID, I am having this first name, last name, email, age, place and fees. Okay, all the data I have stored inside this table. Now let's start with our first query. Now here, this is our first query. Find the number of students only from Delhi. Here I am having these places, Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta. Okay, let's see how many number of students are present inside Delhi. So for that I will be writing this one, select, I will be writing this aggregate function, count star. Okay, I just want to count all the IDs, and here I will be writing select count star from student, where place is equal to Delhi. Enter. Now you can see only one student is present inside Delhi. Okay, only one data is present inside Delhi and the student is Rima. If you just want to display the entire data, I'll just come here and here I'll be writing select first name. I'll enter. Now you can see here I'll be getting this first name Rima. Okay, this is all about our first query. If you want to display all the data, you can just write select star from that particular table and all the data will be displayed. From Delhi, I am having only one student. Now, if you just want to change this name, then also you can do that one. Now here, select first name, count star as number of students. Enter. Now you can see instead of this count star, I will be getting this number of students because here I have used this alias. In place of this, I am just writing this one. Okay, this is all about our first query. If you just want to find the number of students present in Mumbai, in place of Delhi, you can just write here Mumbai. If you want to find Bangalore, you can just write here Bangalore. Okay, that many count, you will get the output. Next, we are having find the name of students whose first name starts with S and ends with A. When this kind of questions are asked in interviews, then we are going to use like operator. Now here I will be coming. Now here I am just going to write this command. I'll just write here select star from student, where first name, I just want to display first name like, and inside this single quotes I will be writing S percentage A. Okay, here you just have to write starting with S and ending with A. Enter. Now you can see all the data starting with S and ending with A will be displayed. Okay, this is how we are going to display. I am just selecting all the data. Here you can see star, select star from student table, where my first name, like this particular condition I have given. My first name is starting with S and ending with A. Only that data will be displayed. Okay, this is our second query. Next, find the first name of student whose name ends with A and has at least 7 characters. Okay, now we are going to write the query for that. Now here I will be writing that select star from student where first name like, okay, here you just have to write this single quotes, and here I am just going to write 7 characters. Underscore you have to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it should end with A. So I will be writing here A and percentage, single quote, semicolon, enter. Okay, now here I am having this empty set because inside my student table, now the name which is ending with A is not having at least 7 characters at the beginning. So here I am getting this empty set. If I just reduce this number of characters, if I just write here, I have just reduced here 3. Now here I will be getting Ria. Okay, now here 1, 2, 3. So that data will be displayed. At least 3 letters and last ending with A. So I will be getting this output. Now here this CI is not displayed because here I am having 2. So that data will not be displayed. Okay, this is all about our third query. Next we are going to see find student fees between 1500 and 2000. Okay, when it comes between, okay, we are going to use between operator, and between operator is going to select the range values including this 1500 and 2000. Now here I will be writing that one, select star from student where fees between 1500 and operator 2000. I will enter. Now all the fees which lies between this range, that will be displayed here. Okay, 1581, you can see from here it is starting and that data will be displayed. Okay, till here it ends. Okay, this is beyond 2000, so these 2 datas will not be displayed, but all these 4 datas will be displayed. Okay, we are just selecting the student fees whose range is between 1500 and 2000. Okay, if I am having fees 1500 and 2000 inside my table, this both the fees will also be displayed because this is going to include first range and last range. Now this is our fifth query, increase the fees of student by 2%. Now I just want to increase the fees of the student by 2%. This entire fees I just have to increase. So we are updating the fees. So we are going to use update command. Now here I am just going to write this update student, and here I just want to set the fees. I will be writing this fees is equal to whatever fees I am having, I am just adding with this. I will just write this fees into 2 divided by 100. Okay, I just have to increase the fees by 2%. So I am just writing whatever fees I am writing. Now here plus and this one. Okay, fees into 2 divided by 100. So I am just increasing the fees by 2%. I will enter. Now all the queries, okay, all the rows matched, queries, okay, 10 rows affected. Now if I just write here select star from student, I will enter. Now you can see the fees is increased by 2%. Now here I am having 1040. Now before I was having 1020. Okay, the fees is increased by 2%, and all the fields are updated because here I have not added any where clause. If I have added where condition, then only that particular field would be updated. Now because I have not added where clause, so this entire fields will be updated and this will be my output. Now next, display the current date and time. I just want to display today's date and whatever time is present now. So for that we are having one default function. I will be writing this select, and here we just have to write here sysdate. Okay, that is nothing but system date. I will enter. Now you can see here I am having this today's date and here I am having this time. Okay, this is going to display the current date and time. Now next, display only first 3 characters of last name from student table. Now here I will be writing this one, select last name from student. Okay, now from last name only these 3 characters I have to display, SHA, then MEH, then SHI. Only these particular characters I have to display. So for that, here I will be writing this select. Now for this we are going to use substring. I will be writing this substring. Inside this I just want to change last name. So I will be writing this last name. Second, I just want to display from first character till third character. So I'll be writing this first character till third character from student table. I'll enter. Now you can see only three characters is been displayed. We are just going to write this substring. Inside this, whatever we want to change, we are passing that field, and here I'll be writing from first character till third character I just want to display. If I just want to display from second character, I'll enter. Now you can see from second character it is going to display. Now this is Sharma, so from HAR that will be displayed. This is Mehta, MEHTA, so EHT will be displayed. Okay, this is how it is going to work. We can display separate characters for each of the field. Now this is our 8th query. Create new table which consists same structure and data from old table. Now here I am having student table. Now if I just write here show tables. Now inside this SQL tutorial I am having only one student table. Now I just have to create the same copy of the table. So for that we just have to write this create. I'll be writing this proper spelling. Create table. Let me just write here temporary. Create table temporary. We just have to write this as, and here I'll be writing select star from student. Okay, I'm just selecting all the fields from student table. Now you can see 10 rows are affected. Now if I just write here show tables, you can see temporary table is been added. And now for this, if I just write here select star from temporary, all the data whatever I am having inside student table, that will be displayed inside this temporary table. Okay, we are just creating copy of our previous table. If you want to work in this duplicate table, you can work. It will not affect the original table. This is how we are going to create copy of existing table. You just have to write create table name as select star from that table name. From whichever table you want to select, you just have to write that table name. Okay, this is our 8th query. Next we are having combine first name and last name in single full name column and separate that using space. Okay, now let's see. Now inside this I am having this first name and last name. If I just select that one, select, I'll be writing this first name, last name from student. Enter. First name and last name is being displayed. Now if I just want to display both this in only single column, okay, that is full name, we can also do that one. Okay, now we are combining first name and last name. So for that we are having concatenation. Now here I'll be writing this select concat, and inside this I just want to concat this first name, and here I'll just separate using comma. I just have to give one space, and here I'll be writing last name. Okay, I'm just concatenating first name and last name. I'm just separating with comma. And here I'll just give the alias as full name Okay, we have already seen about alias. And from student table. Okay, I'm just combining this both the fields from student table. I'm concatenating that one. I'll enter. Now you can see inside this full name, this Seema Sharma, Riya Mehta, all the first name and last name is been stored, and here I'm having this output. Suppose if I just don't give this space, I'll just come here. Now here I am not giving any space. I'll enter. Now here I'll be having this output. So I'm just giving this space, one space, so I'll be getting this output. Okay, this is all about our 9th query. Next, we are having this find second highest fees from the student table. Now here if I just select fees from student, I'll enter. Now I just want to find the second highest fees. Now this is the second highest fees. Now this is the first highest fees, and this is the second highest fees. Now I just want to display this field. Okay, this field data I just want to display. I just want to find which student is having second highest fees inside this database, inside this table. I'll be writing here select. First I am just going to write here maximum. I'm just going to find the maximum fees from student table. Okay, I'm just finding maximum fees from student table, and here I'm just going to write this condition where fees not in. Where fees not in, again I'm just going to repeat the same condition. I'll just write this select maximum fees from student. Okay, now this query is going to return me this one. Okay, you can see it is going to return me 2081, the second highest fees. Okay, now I'll just explain you what is this one. Now first it is going to execute this query. Now inside this query, the maximum fees is this one. I will be getting this output 2289. Okay, here I'll be getting this particular field, but here I have given not in. not in this one. So this particular field not be selected and rest all the data will be selected, because here I have given not operator. So it is just going to reverse the condition. So instead of except this one, all the data will be printed. Now here again I am having select maximum fees from student. So now from here the maximum fees is this one. So that will be printed here. Okay, this is how we are going to find second highest fees from the student table. Now next, display only even records from the student table. Now here totally I am having 10 records. I will just write here select star from student. Now totally I am having 10 records. Now I just want to display even records like 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Only even records I have to display. So for that, select star from student, where we are going to use this mod function. Inside this I am just going to write this ID. I'll write here 2 is equal to 0. Okay, mod of 2 is equal to 0. Enter. Now this is going to display only even records 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Okay, this mod is going to return and it is going to divide by 2. When it is equal to 0, only that data will be displayed. Now next, display only odd records from the student table. Now it is same as this one. We just have to change this to 1. Okay, now it is going to display only odd records is equal to 1. Now you can see it is being displayed only odd records 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Now here I am having 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 even records and odd records. Now this mod, okay, first ID 1 will be taken. 1 divided by 2 is not equal to 0. So first record will not be displayed. Again 2 will be taken. 2 mod of 2 is equal to 0. So that data will be displayed. Okay, in the same way here 1, 3, 5, 7 this will be displayed. Okay, this is our 12th query. Next, display first record from the student table. Now only first record I have to display. When it comes to displaying first record, then we are having many solutions. Let me write the first solution. Select star from student, limit 1. Limit 1. Limit 1. Now once I give this limit 1, only first record is being displayed. Either way you can do. Either you can do like this, or I will be writing this. Select star from student, where ID is equal to, inside this I am just going to pass this one, select minimum ID from student. I'll enter. Now you can see first data is been displayed, because now from here I am just going to select the minimum ID. My minimum ID is nothing but 1. So 1 will be selected, and here from here I am just going to select all the data, but here my ID should be matching with this one. Okay, once it comes to 1, 1, 1 equal to, here I will be getting 1, and here I am having the output as 1. 1 is equal to 1, so only that data will be displayed. Now again it is going to change to 2, this one. This will be changed to 2. 2 is not equal to 1, so that data will not be displayed. Only first data will be displayed. Now next we are having display last record from the student table. Now here we are having minimum. In the same way we just have to write here maximum. I'll just write here maximum. Enter. Now you can see last data, last record is been displayed, because maximum value is 10. So here I'll be having 10. 10 will be stored here. So here first it is going to select 1. 1 is equal to 10. No, it will not be displayed. Then again 2. 2 is equal to 10. No. So again till 9 it is going to check. Then finally 10. 10 is equal to 10. Yes, it is. So this data will be displayed. Okay, last record will be displayed. Finally, we are having the last query of the day. Display last 3 records from the student table. Now we can display first 3 records. Now if I just write here limit 3, I can just display first 3 records. Now how to display last 3 records? So for that we are just going to write the query now. Now here I will be writing select star from. Now inside this I am going to add one more query. I will be writing this select star from student table. I will be writing proper spelling. Select all the data from the student table, and here I just want to order by, I am just using here order by clause, order by ID, and I am just storing in descending order. I just want to store in descending order. Once it is stored in descending order, I am just going to limit 3. Now this query is going to display the data in reverse order like 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, before that let me just write the same query. I'll just copy this one. I'll remove this. And here I will be pasting that one, limit 3. Okay, now you can see only 10, 9 and 8 is been stored, because select star from student, order by ID, I have just stored in descending order. Once it is stored in descending order, I am just writing here limit to 3. If I just don't write here limit to 3, this entire data will be stored in descending order. Now here I am just giving their limit to 3. So here I will be having this output. Now I just want to arrange this in ascending order. So for that, here I will be writing this one, select star from. I am just going to paste that query, whatever I have copied. Select star from, again inside this I am passing this subquery, select star from student order by ID descending limit to 3. Okay, till here we have seen this is going to return this output. I'll just close this one. I'll just close this. Now again I am just going to continue this first query, select star from. Here I am having this student order by. Now I am just going to order by ID and ascending order. Enter. Now you can see first I am having 8, 9 and 10. Okay, first here I was having 10, 9 and 8. Now here I am having 8, 9 and 10. First we are just going to sort this one. Then once we get the output, we are just arranging the output in ascending order. This is all about our 15 important queries. These are the most important queries which are asked in every interviews. Practice this one. Prepare for more queries. Make your own tables, query that one, get the output and practice this a lot. This kind of queries will going to help you a lot. Okay, that's all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.